Hello people, I'm Tommy, and I sure do love hitting things with bats, but unfortunately, I am unable to throw things at far distances. Sigh, if only there's a way I could learn how to throw and destroy things from the same guy that directed the 1979 film 1941. Steven Allen Spielberg, one of the most well-known film directors in the history of cinema. He's directed such films as Jurassic Park, E.T., and Jaws. He's famous for his contribution to the film industry, but a more unknown side is the video games that he's created. Spielberg contributed to some LucasArts games, like The Dig, but his biggest creations would come from his collaboration with Electronic Arts. Spielberg would go on to be the creator of the Medal of Honor series, a World War II first-person shooter that would go on to inspire other franchises, most notably the Call of Duty series. But then, in the year 2008, Spielberg, along with many others working on the EA Los Angeles team, would develop one of the Nintendo Wii's most iconic third-party games, Boomblox. So this game is the love child of Spielberg and EA. It's a puzzle game developed for the two titans of the 7th console generation, the Nintendo Wii and the Nokia N-Gage. Yes, this exists, and this is the only time I'm bringing it up. You move around and try to complete the objective while getting medals based on your performance. The game opens up with a training section in order to get you understood with controls and important features, and one of the most important features of Boomblox, the ability to move the camera. You see, Boomblox isn't just about hitting a block, knocking it on the ground, and getting points. If you want to go for gold in this game, you really need to think about the best way to get through levels. That might be hitting weak spots to knock over blocks, timing a shot just right, or hitting spots at specific places in order for the projectile to bounce off. It really does add strategy and replayability to a game that could have been a go-for-high-score kids game. After you complete the training, you get sent to the main part of the game, the Explore section. This part of the game is where you'll experiment with different weapons, or as the game calls them, toys, and block types, and there is a lot of variety here. The first stage of the game is Gem Block. Your goal is to knock over as many gem blocks as possible with the fewest baseballs thrown. Although simple, this stage is a fun one. It really is gratifying to slam blocks in the perfect spot and watch those gems come falling down. As you play through the stage, you get the bowling ball, a much stronger version of the baseball. And the end of the stage, you get to smash the EA logo, and I guarantee you, there are people out there who have had wet dreams over this exact concept. Up next is Point Block. This one's all about knocking off blocks with a specific number in order to get the highest score without hitting the negative points. This is one of the more strategic stages, needing you to think about how the strength of hitting a ball might knock over a negative point block. Some levels in this stage can be long and tedious, but I had fun with it. Also, we get the introduction of the laser gun, which is by far the most fun toy in this game. The third stage is Bomb Block, which has to be one of the most missed opportunities in history because they were so close to calling this thing a boom block. But watching everything explode in all directions is still fun to this day, just simply fun. This stage emphasizes timing, hitting bomb blocks at the right moment in order to knock over the most points. Love this stage even to this day. Next up we have Vanish Block. You hit these purple portal blocks in order to knock over other blocks. It's fine. The early stages you just hit the purple blocks and watch things fall like dominoes. This stage gets good when the rubber ball is introduced, and you have to throw it at the perfect spot in order to knock down groups of blocks on different layers. Good stage, but the second half is superior. Chemical Block is up next, and it's all about hitting these green blocks together in order to cause a chemical reaction. It's a fun one. I like it more than Vanish Block, and the hose toy you get in the later stages makes for both great and terrible levels. And here we are at the final stage, the Grab Tool. And this is by far the worst part of the game. I absolutely despise the grab tool and the levels associated with it because all the levels in the game are just Jenga. Every single one. All you do is take wooden blocks off without the tower coming down. This stage is the most motion control focused of the bunch, and like most Wii games with too much motion included, just showed the flaws of the Wiimote in the Wii's earlier years. I really did not have a good time with this stage, and it's the only one of the Explore stages that I actively dislike. And so that is the Explore mode. After that, you get the other mode in the game, Adventure Challenge, which is using the concepts you learned from Explore mode, but now with story. And by story, I mean a bunch of images that are interpreted as a story. Other than that, you've got the challenge modes. It's more of what's already been seen with a bit more harder stages. And lastly, we have the create mode. And for a game like Boomblox, this is a pretty in-depth level builder. Place NPCs, props, commit domestic terrorism, it's all here. I would spend so much time here and would have a blast. Although the novelty's worn on me after years of being away from this game, I still get nostalgic over that simplistic music and being able to do whatever I wanted. Boomblox came out at one of the best times to own a Wii, right around the same time as some of the most famous games released on the system, such as Super Mario Galaxy, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and Mario Kart Wii. Although the Wii was a console that really did struggle with third-party development due to most of it being just simply bad, being shovelware, or both, Boomblox was an exception. It was a great game and one that I recommend almost 15 years later. Now, Spielberg, being a movie guy, knew better than anybody that if something sells, you take that and slap a 2 on it. And with that, 1 year later in 2009, we would get the sequel to end all sequels, because you might as well take that Boomblox game and get rid of it, because quite frankly, there is no reason to go back to it when you can play this beauty. Boomblox Bash Party. What the hell were they doing with this case? Why did they put Boomblox on the side like this when that title would be the bigger selling point? Other than that, Boomblox Bash Party is a huge improvement over the already very good original Boomblox game. The overworld being an amusement park, different environments affecting the physics and gravity, an achievement system, having 5 worlds with multiple different stages in them, new toys, new blocks, and this game's presentation is so colorful and full of life that it almost makes you forget that the director of Schindler's List made this game. This game truly took the original Boomblox and expanded upon it. Like the original, you start out in the training mode, same old, and then you unlock the rest of the game, and this game is way longer than the original Boomblox. You've got an explore mode that handles all the old and new toys, like the virus ball and the chemical ball, and then you've got the themed worlds. First up, you've got the carnival, where you throw colored paintballs in order to make combos, giving the game an even more puzzle game feel, and using the slingshot to topple gems. You've got the heroic world, about a city that's under attack, and it's up to you to use toys like the slingshot to shoot pigs at point blocks. There's Space World, where you blow up asteroids and shoot down UFOs defending gems. And then you've got the pirate world, not only having a fun use of the cannon toy by destroying other pirate ships and stealing gems, but doing the impossible by making the grab tool fun. My god. And lastly, the create mode, which due to way more content compared to the original, this makes the create mode so much better. You can have NPCs battle each other, have robots attack squids, chicken cannon. The original Boomblox is great, but Bash Party took that concept and expanded upon it just like a good sequel should. It's one of the best games for the Wii, and it's also cheap as hell, so I couldn't recommend it enough. So that was Boomblox, a great set of games that definitely made for a childhood or two for those who grew up with it. And now it's time to use those throwing skills I learned and see if I can take down this Boomblox case right here. It's a work in progress.